to feel safe in our community, where we live, where we work, and where we enjoy the many great qualities of our great city here in the city of Oakland. And since I was sworn in as your mayor, my administration has made public safety our top priority. We have remained laser focused on disrupting organized criminal networks, on restoring community-based policing, and on bringing new resources into Oakland to both interrupt criminal activity and invest in prevention and intervention. We brought back our walking officers to ensure visible presence in our business corridors, where OPD every day is building stronger relationships with our businesses. We worked to revive Oakland's ceasefire program, which was once a national model for reducing gun violence in our communities, by being very strategic, by focusing on the proven intervention strategies and ensuring that we work directly with communities to tackle violent crime. We have expanded partnerships at the state and federal levels, bringing in additional support from the California Highway Patrol to assist in disrupting these criminal networks. We know crime is fluid, and this is why partnership is so incredibly important. The work is not done alone ever, or by one organization, nor done by one department. It is a collective effort. It requires all of us to work together towards a vision for a safer Oakland. This is why appointing and building a strong public safety leadership team is so crucial for Oakland's strategy to reduce crime and to build a stronger sense of safety and pride in our city. Today, I am excited to introduce Oakland's next police chief, Floyd Mitchell. Chief Mitchell, he's a strong leader. He's smart, he's a smart crime fighter who delivers results. And it is what I demand. As your mayor, I demand results. We put together this leadership team, understanding that it is one piece of a larger puzzle, one piece of the strategy. That one missing puzzle piece does not allow for the results to actually come into fruition. Chief Mitchell's commitment to proven crime reduction strategies, including proactive policing and strong officer community engagement, propelled him to the top of the list. And as our city's top police officer, Chief Mitchell will join the talented public safety leadership team we have assembled. He will lead the law enforcement elements of Oakland's comprehensive public safety strategy. And as I've gotten to know Chief Mitchell, I have come away incredibly impressed by the qualities that make him a good police officer, a good leader, and quite honestly, a good person. Chief Floyd Mitchell is intelligent and a person of integrity, which is so important to my administration. He's not flashy, but he will roll up his sleeves and do the real work, that real impactful work to ensure our community's success. He believes in learning from and immersing himself in community, building trust and respect between police officers and residents, business owners, and community organizations alike. Chief Mitchell is a humble man and values accountability. He doesn't make excuses when things don't work out as expected. Instead, he listens. He addresses the problem head on, and he learns from his experience. This is what I've learned about Chief Mitchell in the past few weeks. For people who have worked side by side with him, here is what they have to say. Reggie Dow, he is president of the 100 Black Men of West Texas, states, quote, Chief Mitchell is a man of the people. He will come in and love on your community as if he has been there for years. He is a man of great character and high awareness of what needs to be done to bridge the gaps for your community. You have a special man in Chief Mitchell, and he will be a great asset to your community, end quote. Gene Ellis, who is the executive director of the Texas Police Chief Association, states, quote, "Texas's loss is California's gain. One of America's best police chiefs, he is a dynamic leader and collaborator who focuses on what's important and what matters in building a strong and safe community. His emphasis on addressing the underlying causes of crime through strong officer community engagement sets him apart," end quote. Deacon Benny Walsh, former president of the NAACP of Temple, Texas, states, quote, "I urge the people of Oakland to give Chief Mitchell a chance. He is a good man and very community-minded. Chief Mitchell brought back officer community engagement programs that made a huge difference in rebuilding trust and respect with the police. Whenever we had problems, he rolled up his sleeves and said, 'We're going to work things out together,' end quote." You see, I spent much time listening to different community members and stakeholders about what they wanted from the next police chief. I heard from our young people, our youth leaders. They are in the house. And that they wanted a reliable chief who cares about young people. Chief Mitchell emphasized community engagement and focused resources to enhance existing programs like the Community-Oriented Policing Services Unit, which focuses on youth engagement through sports, through community events, and school activities. Residents, merchants, and business owners wanted a chief who could deliver results so that they can feel safe in the neighborhoods and workplaces and business districts across the city. Chief Mitchell is a leader who has delivered results. As chief in Temple and Lubbock, he reduced overall crime while improving police response times. And finally, our hard-working police officers wanted a chief who would support them and care about their well-being. Under Chief Mitchell's leadership, the Lubbock Police Department partnered with Texas Tech University to assist in forming a robust health and wellness program. And that has been proven successful. Now, you've heard a lot about our next chief from my observations and from people who have worked with him previously. You've also heard about what people are looking for and expecting in their next chief. So, ladies and gentlemen, now it's the time to hear from him yourself. Oaklanders, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is my honor to introduce to you our new top police officer, Chief Floyd Mitchell.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Madam Mayor, thank you for your generous introduction and your warm welcome to the City of Oakland. I'm excited to join Oakland's public safety leadership team and work with its partners at every level of government to build a safer and more prosperous Oakland. I'm truly honored to be given this opportunity to serve as Oakland's police chief. To all that love Oakland and call it home, I look forward to becoming an integral part of this community and the pursuit of public safety. It was evident to me as I prepared for and navigated my way through the selection process just how much passion and love the residents, merchants, business owners, and community organizations have for the City of Oakland. To all of the members of the Oakland Police Department, both sworn law enforcement officers and its non-sworn professional staff, I am truly humbled by your continued professionalism and dedication to this great city. I look forward to meeting and working with each and every one of you as we address the public safety issues facing our city. Having served in this profession for most of my adult life, I fully understand the challenges that you face on a daily basis. Know that I believe in you, I trust in you, and you have my utmost compassion and support as your police chief. Your continued health and wellness will remain one of my top priorities. Now a little bit about me. As most of you all know by now, I began my municipal law enforcement career in Kansas City, Missouri. Much like Oakland, Kansas City is a large, diverse, metropolitan city with many of the same social, economic, and violent crime issues that are facing Oakland. Kansas City is where I was born and raised, in most part by a single mother and my two older sisters. To the best of my recollection, my parents separated sometime between my first and third grade years of elementary school. I vaguely remember moving into the same multi-housing unit with my cousins just off 31st and Purcell for a brief time. We then moved to 42nd and Tracy and stayed there for a while before we finally moved to 35th and Cypress, a place where I called home, and my mother would spend the rest of her life in a home that I still own to this day. I was my mother's fifth child out of a total of 6. My mother had 3 boys and 3 girls. And while my father played a crucial role in my life, especially as I got older, my mother did the heavy lifting during my formative years. And make no mistake, my mother, Patricia Jean, did not take anything lightly. Both of my parents worked shift jobs. Even though they were separated, they collaborated and worked together with each other to make sure we had a roof over our head and food on our plate. I know it's not the ideal situation, but my upbringing taught me the importance of community, commitment, and working together for the greater good. And these are some of the same traits that I bring with me in my role as police chief and community leader. My approach to law enforcement and my approach to policing has been shaped and influenced by the law enforcement professionals I've served with, the communities I became a part of, and by the successes and challenges that I faced as a police chief. My approach begins with strong community engagement and collaboration. I'm here to work with the citizens of Oakland. I believe that when you're actively engaged, you become aware and hypersensitive to the slight changes in neighborhoods and within the organization. You're able to react and respond faster to address these issues before they grow. My approach is high visibility, responsible, proactive policing that is procedurally just, data-driven, and grounded in evidence-based strategies that address our most difficult issues. I believe we must be acutely focused on the areas and individuals that are causing the most harm to our communities and hold this small group of individuals accountable for the harmful and destructive actions they cause. As servant leaders and guardians of our community, police officers have a unique opportunity to create relationships and make significant contributions to the communities they serve. Our responsibility is to promote safety, prevent crime, and pursue justice for all we serve by collaborating and communicating regularly with our community. I believe proactive policing and strong community officer engagements build lasting bonds, trust, and respect between police officers and the communities we serve. It's through these relationships that we must work together to address public safety issues impacting our community safety, while at the same time addressing the underlying causes of crime in a meaningful way. Let me be clear. I know the police department can accomplish this monumental task alone. We will have to work together to solve these issues. I am committed to Marital's and the City of Oakland's commitment to the implementation of the ceasefire strategy. This proven violence reduction program has experienced success across the country and here in Oakland. I'm excited about the opportunity to become part of Oakland's public safety leadership team that is reinvesting in this partnership with its community. As Oakland's police chief, I look forward to working with all of the residents, business owners, city leadership, fellow law enforcement agencies, and our local media partners to build stronger and safer Oakland. I will work tirelessly to earn the trust, respect, and confidence of my police department members, Oakland's residents, and its businesses. I want to thank you for welcoming me into your city. I can't wait to make Oakland my home and get to work as your police chief. Thank you.
Okay, we'll take a few questions from the podium. I will call on you, and then just raise your hand, and I will call on you. We'll take a few questions from the podium. So questions from the press. Middle right there.
It's the biggest department, would you say?
This is the biggest department you will have managed. Why do you want to come to Oakland?
Well, straightly put, I'm not done policing. I love public service, and I love being a part of communities that are working together to address difficult issues in public safety. Oakland reminds me a lot of Kansas City. It is very much the same size and is facing the same issues. I believe I have a lot to bring to Oakland, and I can work with the public safety leadership team, my officers, and all the agencies that have been lined up indicating that they want to make Oakland better. I'm excited about the opportunity, and I think it's a great opportunity for a police chief to come here. Oakland is one of those few cities to where you have a large metropolitan city that is looking for police chiefs. And when I left Lubbock and looked at what was going on here, the opportunity just jumped out at me.
Hold real quick. Let me help the chief out here.
Sorry.
Answer.
So welcome, Chief Mitchell. Oakland has had about a dozen police chiefs over the past 20 years, some born and raised, very local to Oakland. What do you think that you can accomplish or do that they weren't able to in that?
Can you say it again, answer?
Yeah, so there's been about a dozen police chiefs over the past 20 years. How do you think you can be successful where they weren't?
Absolutely. So when I started to pursue this position, and when I sat down with a large number of community groups, community stakeholders who were on the different panels, and even the consultants that were running the process, I had questions about what was going on in Oakland. When I asked the questions about how they were going to address the revolving chair of police chiefs, one of the things that stood out to me was Mayor Tao's leadership and what she was trying to do with ceasefire and how to approach the issues that are facing Oakland. One of the things that I pushed back on in my meetings with a number of these panels was that you have to have someone that is committed to Oakland, committed to public safety, and committed to those community and the police department. You have to have someone that you are going to give the opportunity to establish, to put their footprint on how to change the culture of the organization and how the community views that police department. And what I received back from these panels was the same thing, that they were looking for someone who could commit to Oakland long-term because they had a leadership team that was in place that they believed wanted to work long-term to fix the issues facing here. Once I heard that from not only the consultants, but individuals involved in those panels, and in my conversation with the mayor, I was sold.
Question over here.
This is Marmina with Univision News. I was just talking to some business owners. They said that they're fed up and they're tired from getting robbed, not getting answers from the police. They call 911, no one answers. If they showed up, it's after 3-4 hours, to the point that sometimes they don't even call the police anymore. What are you going to do to fix the issue and also to regain trust in the community, from the community?
Yes, and looking at Oakland from the outside, that's one of the things that I would say, is at the forefront, is partnering with the media about what's going on in Oakland and working with my team. When you look at it from the outside, it's interesting. Because I am an outsider and I'm joining a team, I'm going to spend the time talking to my executive command staff. I'm going to spend the time talking to the police officers to find out what they believe are the true issues facing our ability to respond to these calls for service and to reduce crime. But with that, I bring a set of experiences with me that have proven to work in the past. But from being outside, I have not sat down and delved into what's going on here. One, I'm not privy to some of that information. So first and foremost, I am going to talk to my staff and talk to the community to find out what they believe is going on. Then I'm going to make sure that we have a robust violent crime initiative plan in place. They may have that in place, and from listening to what's been going on, crime is ticking down. But we also need our media partners and our ambassadors, in the city to understand what the mayor has going on and what the police officers have going on, and let's change the narrative. I'm not saying that we're not going to have crime and we're not going to be able to address crime, but we also have to be on the same page, and we all have to be pulling in the same direction. If you are seeing true crime reduction within the city, that's something that we need to talk about. Can we get better? Absolutely. We're always going to strive to get better. But to answer your question, I'm going to work with the community and my police officers to address these issues. I don't have all the details yet, but when I get those details, then we'll move forward with a robust and comprehensive plan to address those issues.
Okay, KCBS in the back, and then KTVU.
Can you talk about how you'll use the incredible oversight that the department's under, at least another year or so?
Yes, ma'am. As a collaborator, looking at what's going on with the NSA and the federal oversight, my job is to continue to do the work to satisfy those requirements, and working with my team to make sure that we do everything that we're supposed to do to satisfy those requirements. I am going to sit down with the monitor and identify specifically what we need to do and how we need to do it to get to the end of this road. I think it's important not only for the police department, but I think it's important for the healing of this community to say that we can police ourselves and we can monitor ourselves, and to make sure that we continue those relationships and the internal oversights that have been initiated, so we don't fall back into a situation to where they're looking at us again. So my thing is working with the monitor and working with our city government, the commission, and our police department to satisfy that and move our city forward.
You kind of answered that last question. You have a lot of bosses and answers to different levels of cities. Why do you think you are prepared to answer to commissions, mayors, federal monitors, city police, what do you have others have not been able to do?
I think part of it is just my experience. As a police commander with the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department, I served on our FOP board, on our Fraternal Order of Police board. I served as the vice president of FOP Lodge 102, and a short time as president of FOP Lodge 102, working from that side of the house with city management to make sure that we're doing everything we can to work in conjunction to make not only the department and the officers' lives better, but make our community better. I've worked in policing as a police chief in 2 other cities, so I understand the connection between the law enforcement side and the city government side, making sure that we don't have those silos, or if we are silos built, we've knocked those silos down so we can all be pushing in the same direction. I'm going to use that same experience in working with the commission and the monitor to make sure that, again, that we are identifying what specifically needs to be addressed and working towards satisfying those specific issues. It is very apparent to me that this city and this organization and this administration truly wants to satisfy the requirements of this oversight. And so we can put that history behind us and move forward and continue to build strong relationships and engagements with our community. So I'm just going to say my experience in just trying to collaborate and build strong relationships with everyone involved, The adage that everyone has a seat at the table, and what we all do and say matters. And that's how I'm going to approach that.
Before we take the next question, let's try to keep the questions focused on today's announcement. Go ahead.
So, this is Dustin Crawford. So, in the first 100 days, what should the community expect from you? What is your plan?
You know, that was something that we went over kind of formally in the Zoom presentation, the forum that we did. You know, the first 100 days is truly going to be me getting here, getting on the ground, and getting out to meet everyone here, getting to know who my council members are, getting to know who are the movers and shakers within the organization, getting to know my command staff, getting to know their abilities, getting to know the police department, and where we can get better and how we go about getting better. It's working with the city administrator, it's working with the mayor, and addressing those small things that will help us get better and help us, one, attack the violent crime issue within Oakland, but also work toward those issues of satisfying the needs of the federal monitor.
Take that.
So, Oakland's had a problem for a long time with recruiting and also retaining police officers. We've heard about officer shortages, response times being incredibly slow. What is your plan to try to address those issues, since that seems to be a critical need right now in terms of addressing public safety concerns?
Absolutely. I believe you address recruitment and retention by first identifying yourself as being the employer of choice. You want to make Oakland's police department be the employer of choice for the Bay Area. You want your officers to know that they're going to be supported and that you're going to take care of them both from a benefit standpoint, but you're also going to see them as a person. I think it's important that you enjoy coming to work, because if you don't enjoy coming to work, then it's hard to get up every day and give it your all. I'm going to be impressing upon my community members and my community groups to make sure that they show their support for those police officers. I've been a police officer for over 30 years. I understand the pressures that are placed on the beat officer at 2 o'clock in the morning. I want that beat officer to know that I am going to support their honorable work to make their community safe. I want that officer to know that they have a voice with me and that I will listen to their concerns. So I think it's important to, one, give them a seat at the table and make sure that they understand that they are valued, and truly ask them, what are their aspirations? Do we have a clear career path and progression for these officers, and they understand that we're going to invest in them because we want them to stay with our department.
Okay, last question. Truman.
Hi, Chief. I'm Truman with East Bay Times. Around the time of your exit from the Oakland Police, there were a lot of news reports linking it to kind of a collapse of the 911 system there, dispatcher staff positions going down, unanswered calls going up. That's a really familiar problem in Oakland. What did you I know the mayor asked you about it. What did you tell her to tell us what you learned from that experience, how things went wrong?
Absolutely. Just like most police departments around the nation, telecommunications is a very difficult job. And I think it's taken time for us in law enforcement to truly understand the pressures that are placed on the telecommunicators, dispatchers. And what I missed was truly understanding the pressures that they were feeling. We had spent over $400,000 in overtime because we were short-staffed, and we were doing everything that we possibly could to make their environment better. We just completed the construction of a brand new headquarters building, which brought them out of the basement onto the top floor. So again, making it the place that people wanted to be. But in the end, I take responsibility for our failures there. I learned from that situation, and I learned more of what I need to be doing or paying attention to closer that I wasn't before. I learned that you trust but verify when you get information about how things are occurring in that organization. And one of the things that I guess truly set it apart was I was listening to the formal communication chain as opposed to listening to the boots on the ground in that particular situation. And if in my new situation here, I want to make sure that there are direct lines of communication from those that are on the console and understand what's going on and can help me better make decisions as we move forward.
All right, thank you, everybody.